All right. Yo, what's good? Welcome to Shine MMA, the MMA content you can eat, sleep, and watch with your girl. Today we're going to go over my real top 5 rankings for every weight class. You know, the UFC, they have their own rankings. You know, all this media, they vote. I think my voice is just as important, and the criteria might be a little different. It's not, I wouldn't even say, I mean, of course it's resume based, but I'm incorporating who I think will also win in fights, you know, what their last fight was, just in general. Starting off with, fuck all y'all. My name's not Timothy. I saw the comments. Y'all some haters. Fuck you. My name's not Timothy. One of y'all said, I gentrified, crash out. This shit, Whole Foods. You feel me? And another y'all said, stop using the word finna. I need to grow up. You don't even know what age I am. I could be older. I could be younger. It doesn't fucking matter. Finna is finna. I finna keep going on. Suck my dick. All right. First one is flyweight. Oh, sorry for all the swearing. You know, if you... Okay. First one is flyweight. Alexandra Pantoja. This dude beating up everybody. I thought it was a clear decision win against Moreno. I thought it was a clear decision win against Royval. You know, he's beating everybody up multiple times. I don't think there's like any more. They have to go to rank number 10 with Usyk. That's how bad the division. He's whooping everybody. And also he was, you know, doing DoorDash while he was fighting. I think that's a pretty good motivator. You know, you got to deal with shitty ass scammers and annoying customers. Like, this bro is fighting for his actual life right now. Number 2, my boy Raw Dog, my favorite flyweight at the moment. Raw Dog. Yo, okay, hear me out. I put money. I was losing money, and I put everything into Royval against Moreno because I knew he was going to win. And hear me out. Even though the scorecards was like split decision for Moreno against Pantoja, and Royval was like unanimous, Royval made Pantoja, like Pantoja literally said he had to do that wet blanket shit at the end because he was blacking out. He was so exhausted. And I really think Royval kind of figured it out towards the end. And I would pick him in a rematch. I think he's just getting better. And I know that's like controversial as fuck, but I think Royval is actually top tier. And he can go 5 rounds. Like, he's really not like, his 5th round is his like hardest round, his best round in the past 2. So he's definitely, you know, in a 3-round fight, things are always different. I think 5 rounds. He's the best. Incoming, maybe next year. Number 3, Muhammad Makhachev. You know, there's not a lot to say about him. Like, I think he's just beating everybody above him except for the top 2, maybe 3. Going into that later. He risked getting his knee just like being disabled, Professor X for the rest of his life, you know. But he did it, and that's stupid as fuck. But yo, he won that fight by submission, and his wrestling is top tier. I know everyone loves hating on Dagestanis. You know, I'm not a hater. I think they're fucking dope as shit. Moving on. Brandon Moreno. Honestly, I was tempted to put lower, but you'll see why I didn't. He fits in number 4. I think he did pretty fucking ass in his last 2 performances. I know he has like power and speed and technique, and when he puts those things together, like against Kai Kara France, he's like peak. He is so fucking good. But, you know, his last fight, he was just winging overhands. Gets a 49-46 split decision each time. Like, that's bullshit. But I think, you know, playing with Legos is fucking fire, so... Number 5, Kai Kara France. He beat Amir Abazi. That shit was a robbery. We all knew that. And he was doing well. He was doing well against Peak Moreno. And, you know, that liver shot that Moreno picked out. But that was before the whole, you know, gambling scandals and shit. I think that really took a toll on Brandon Moreno because his coach got, you know, free him, bro. And I think he beats Manel Cap. I'm not going to get into it. Bantamweight. Sean O'Malley. Man, okay. So what he did against Chito Vera, you know, everyone's saying like he's the first guy to dominate, like damage Chito Vera. He broke his skull. Like, bro actually shattered like something. You know, that's fucking powerful. And he's fast. He got the footwork. He got all the, you know, techniques of striking that I think, you know, we love hating on him because he looks like that. But And I think he's not vegan anymore, but I mean, that's still pretty impressive. And I think he's knocking out Merab. I know Merab is a favorite right now. I would put money on Sean O'Malley. You know, he beat Aljamain Sterling, knocked him out. Aljamain Sterling, I didn't put him on here because like he's going up to featherweight, but Aljamain Sterling is fucking great. And I might pick him in a rematch against Sean O'Malley. I know that's like controversial, but I think he's super, super talented and championship level. And I think he could beat Ilia Topuria. Like, everyone's talking about the jump up from Max Holloway to Justin Gaethje. And, you know, a lot of people are putting money on Max now. I'm putting money on Max because Max looks crazy bulked up. And I think that could be the same with Sean O'Malley. You know, that extra 10 pounds can give him insane power. And he already has the striking and the speed. So I think that's a pretty good matchup against Ilia Topuria. Number 2. I'll go speed through faster through this shit because I remember one of y'all in the comments is like, you gotta stop explaining so much. Keep it simple. Whatever. Corey Sandhagen, he discovered wrestle fucking style against Rob Font. I think he injured his arm. I think that's insanely like cool improvement. And, you know, you can say that was a boring performance, but being that good of a striker and then being able to take it to the ground like that, that's always a good look. You know, he's not afraid to fight anybody. He should fight for the belt right now. But Umar got it, so not Umar. He picked the fight with Umar. I think he's gonna beat Umar up. Number 3, Merab. I know a lot of people think Merab is number 1 right now. Failed takedowns, insane strategy. You know, people say you got EPO. I don't like accusing anybody of taking any of that shit. You know, maybe he's just like, you know, got the genetics from climbing mountains, like his whole ancestral bloodline. You know, that could be the reason. You know. Training with Aljamain Sterling. He's embarrassing. Yo, you can't carry a grown man like that. That's a mad AO. And you bring him all the way to Mark Zuckerberg against Henry Cejudo. Like, that's kind of crazy. You gave Peter Yan PTSD that against Song Yadong. Every time Song Yadong would faint, this man was kissing the canvas. Just straight PTSD. And that's 2 former champions. I don't think he's beating Sean O'Malley, but I wouldn't be surprised. Number 4, Peter Yan. He beat Corey Sandhagen, right? Who I put as number 2. Okay. I know most people think he beat Sean O'Malley. I didn't think I'm not some Sean O'Malley dick rider, okay? I just thought, okay, it was close. I'm not going to say I thought Sean O'Malley was definitely going to win that, but I thought it was pretty fucking close. And the way he took down Song Yadong in the latter 2 rounds was really impressive. I mean, we've been known he has pretty good ground game. Like, he survived against Aljo for 5 rounds, you know. He did defend most of Merab's takedowns, you know. It's just kind of hard to win a fight only defending takedowns. But I think that PTSD is going to haunt him further on. And if he goes against another wrestler, I think it's clipped. Not even out of technique, just out of like, you know, he's having flashbacks and shit. I'm not biased, okay? I know my profile picture is like this. You're going to see Song Yadong is one of my favorite fighters. He was going 2-2. I know 3-1 on one Georgia's scorecard against Corey Sandhagen, and then stopped doing eyebrow. You know, if it wasn't for that cut, which I think he could have fought through, you know, he's a dog. You know, he could have beat Sandhagen. He gave Sandhagen a run for his money. And that was like 2 years ago. I drank myself to death out of sadness. But his cardio is underrated. He's going 5 rounds before the Peter Yan fight. 5 rounds. I think he's a good 5-round fighter. His fight IQ is good. If, you know, against Gutierrez, the strikes was getting kind of annoying. He did take it to the ground. And against Peter Yan first round, he showed that he's an elite fighter. He can feint takedowns, throw, you know, punches on top. Like, he can mix it together. But he needs to get his temper under control, because I was watching that 2nd and 3rd round, and I felt like he could have won that if he was like, he started shaking his head, you know, taunting, and just, I think he threw a lot of the passion into, instead of, you know, really being disciplined against somebody like Peter Yan. And I think in like a year, if he gets a couple more fights, you know, he gets more experience, I could see him beating Peter Yan. Yo, some of you done fucked up all my parlays. All right. Number 1, Ilia Topuria. He's the champion. Knocked out Volk. We were all sad. I know we all love Volk now. And he's actually a grappler. Yo, give me a second. I got caught in mouth. Give me a second. Here's some more. Okay. And his grappling is really fucking good. But he doesn't even need it because he's striking. knocking people out. He violated Josh Emmett. I think it was 10-7 on one scorecard, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even know what the requirements are for a 10-7. I thought, 10-8 was the lowest you can go. Obviously not. 10-7 is insane. And he does look unbeatable. Max Holloway. Yo, hear me out. I know he lost 3 fights to Volk, right? Even though you could say technically 2 or 1. The last one definitely was a big loss. But, I think his chin sets him apart from Volk. That he can fight someone like Ilia Topuria and not get knocked out. And I think he's beating Justin Gaethje. And I think the buffness is going to bring him back. If he goes back to featherweight, it's going to make him an even better fighter. Because he always had an issue with, even though he did get a knockout, and he gets knockdowns, he's not pill hands as people like to say. But I think he can definitely get some knockouts on the way back down. Number 3, Volk. He's washed. He's dead. He's 35. He's getting knocked out twice in the past 2 fights. I still think he would beat Ortega and Yair in rematches, but I don't think Ortega and Yair are top 5 fighters. And I'm not sure if you would win against the people I put below, honestly. But, those fights haven't happened yet. We don't have enough information. But he could be lower. I think Volk is done. Arnold Allen is number 4. I think he beat Movzar. And in a 5-round fight, he would have knocked him out, And I think that's a big thing. You don't just need to see how fights are, play out in 3 rounds. You have to see, what could have happened in 5, because we're talking about championships. In this whole discussion is who could be the best champion, 5 rounds. And I think that 3rd round, really impressive from Arnold Allen. He would beat Movzar, and against Holloway, he showed that he was doing 2 to 3. That's pretty even against, I think one of the best fighters in the featherweight division right now. And that last round he was doing well. He got kind of, Max did the whole thing. It's let's throw down, and you can't beat Max's chin. So it's kind of like Korean Zombie. Every time motherfuckers want to do that shit, you're gonna lose. Max is too durable. I think he beat Volk. We're not getting into that. Number 5 is Movzar Fuck. I can't say his name. Doesn't matter because I don't think he's number 5. Diego Lopez is number 5. Diego Lopez, he's my favorite fighter ever since that first fight with Arnold Allen. He was a crazy underdog, and I thought he could have won that. I think the submission attempt against Control Time, one actually put the other in danger. And even if you don't give him that win, I think he would beat him in a rematch. That was short notice. And he has knockout power, and he has submissions. He's I think he's kind of almost like a counterpart to Ilia Topuria, and we're going to see him in the same light very soon. Now to lightweight. Oh, did I mess this up? Okay. I spoiled it, but I think it's kind of obvious for lightweight division. It's a Makhachev, pound for pound number 1. Knocked out Volk, beat Volk. I don't think Volk won that. I think I wanted Volk to win it. Sometimes when you have you want a robbery for your favorite fighter, even, but I think Islam Makhachev won that. He violated my boy Charles Oliveira, and anybody below him in the top 10, Dan Hooker, Bobby Green, he's finishing them in brutal fashion. And I think his striking is some of the best in the whole lightweight division right now. We have yet to see if that's because it's of the takedown threat, that can always kind of get people a little, Khabib against Conor McGregor, a little tense. Charles Oliveira, get the belt back. You're the best champion. Ever since that eye surgery, I know people were making jokes about it. He was seeing 3, he was beating everybody up. Second he gets his eyes fixed, he starts losing. But then he beat Beneil Dariush, which everyone thought he's going to lose against. People are picking Arman against Charles Oliveira. I think Charles Oliveira is going to clutch that, even though Arman, we'll get to him real soon, is fucking scary. But Arman Tsarukyan, that knee hook combo was just violent. I did not expect that. I don't think anybody expected that. And, I think he's a wrestler, and people see him as a wrestler, but I don't really think so. He's getting knockouts, kind of like Islam. We see him as a wrestler, but he's getting knockouts. And I know he had a close decision. not too close. My fault, guys. He had a kind of a close decision, not close, but he did well against Islam, and I think he could knock out Charles Oliveira. Yeah, that's how I see him winning, but he's not going to win. That's why he's number 3. Justin Gaethje, overrated. I don't think Dustin's all that good either. You know, we saw him against Benoit Saint Denis. He was getting violated that first round, you know, and I think Justin Gaethje is just, he gets choked out by anybody in the top 3, or even knocked out. The Rafael Fiziev fight, people are like, oh, he was violating that 3rd round, but like, he also lost the first 2, you know? And Rafael Fiziev is like, he's alright, you know? I think he gets too much hype. And I think he's losing against Max Holloway. I don't think his striking's that good. He doesn't wrestle, even though he could, but he doesn't. And he gets choked out. Okay, this is supposed to be number 5, but Michael Chandler is my number 5, and I know everyone's like, I'm fucking bugging. His last win was against Tony Ferguson, who's getting beat up by everybody now, but he was beating Dustin Poirier, and he was not like rocking Charles Oliveira. He almost won the first round. He almost became UFC champion. And I think I think it's kind of a, what's the word? Cliche to say, like, if his fight IQ was better, he could win. And that's true. He just needs a brain transplant. And I guess picking him at number 5, assuming he'll be smarter, is kind of stupid. But, yo, if one brain neuron just fired a different way, we could just have a completely new reality. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching Shine MMA. I have some final notes for y'all. I didn't expect my first video ever to get 2,000 views, so that was really fucking fire. And I'm not a new MMA fan. Like, fuck y'all. I actually watched, like, all this shit. I watched, like, OD. I'm a big fan. I'm older than you think. Suck my dick. And I appreciate all the comments and suggestions. I fixed the microphone. I'm using different streaming. And I'm going to do part 2 with the heavier weight classes coming soon. So, hope you enjoyed your meal or nap or your girl.